hindi ako pwedeng may confirmation bias. It's crystal clear, as if the whole pageant fans are screaming for her victory. As if Moses is pleading to Ramesses, "Let my people go." Parang ganun. Yung pagkadulas, pagkadapa o pagkatumba niya. Hello universe, mabuhay Philippines! I'm Christina and thank you for tuning in. Today I will share my plain spoken reviews, comments, and reactions on the recently concluded Miss Universe Philippines 2025 competition. But before that, touch base muna tayo sa closed door interviews, national costumes, and the preliminary competition. Unahin natin ang prelims. What was my first impression? Well, I was feeling antsy. Kagaya nyo, nainip din ako kasi alam naman natin kung gaano katagal nag-umpisa ang prelims. Kakaloka lang, as usual, laging late. Ay nako, parang incurable na tong sakit nating mga Pinoy sa oras. Elastic time at its finest. Parang makalbo na sa galaiti ang mga pageant netizens sa comment section. At anong oras ko na napanood ang prelims? 10:00 ng gabi, Germany time. At nakatulugan ko pa talaga. Kasi antok na ako. My goodness. But before the prelims, I watched its closed door interview up to the airtime of Miss Ifugao, pero tinapos ko naman. Yun nga lang, putol-putol lang ang viewing time ko kasi may night shift pa ako noon sa work. So, si Miss Albino, she started the show with a good humor. Parang kumare mo lang siya na inta. Inta is an Ilonggo word na hindi ko alam kung ano sa Tagalog. Basta yung tipong nag-iinarte magsalita. Parang si Miss Albay, parang inta mo siya na kumare na kahit inta siya, pero love na love mo siya kasi she can make you smile, giggle, and appreciate her comic side. I thought Miss Albay is a smart lady and I like her. Actually, medyo na-surprise din ako kasi marami din palang good and natural speakers like Miss Bacoor, Miss Camarines Norte, Miss Camiguin, at marami pa. So, hindi lang yung mga alam natin na magaling magsalita. Meron ding mga underdogs dyan na bumubuga din sa com skills. That's why the closed door interview plays a crucial role. Kasi dito pa natin malalaman kung sino-sino ang makukuda, especially sa mga hindi napapansin na mga candidates. At sa NatCos, wow, grabe. It was a phantasmagoria of creativity and dexterity. Kudos sa mga magagaling na kamay ng ating mga designers. And my ultra favorites were the Tamaho by Miss Ifugao, Valerie West, na may ballet at backward bending pa siya. I love it. And of course, the San Telmo by Miss Iloilo Province. Naghiyawan ang mga audience. Ang audience. When she pulled up her skirt to reveal the flopping effect. Wow. The escape of that Philippine myth and folklore. San Telmo was amazing. Alam nyo, upon watching those hyperreal costumes, it reflects my own personal experiences. Kung mga kwentong mga horror lang, ang dami kong kwento. At ang last ko na nakita na black lady, doon pa sa Dubai, sa isang kilalang hotel. Ay naku, wag na natin pag-usapan. Baka matakot kayo dyan. Okay, let's swing through the preliminary competition. The stage and production was decently good. The female host was indispensable. You know, she was in her Disney voice character, kumbaga. Lively, high-pitched, and energetic. Ang ayaw ko lang yung mga singers, mga pahamak. At saka yung yung Sash and Kate had rubbed me the wrong way. Alam nyo yun, yung parang gusto ko pumasok sa screen ng laptop at tanggalin yun. I don't know guys, it was a sore to my eyes. The candidates could have, flaunted their full body figures in swimwear without the sash and cape. Kanino ba idea yun? Kasi ang baduy. They could have pinned the sash on the wrist, kagaya dun sa Miss Eco International, yung pang saucy na sash. Ewan ko. Observation ko lang naman, panira yun sa swimsuit round, promise. Tsaka sana wag na nilang ulitin yan. My goodness, parang awa nyo na Miss Universe organization. Ewan ko sa inyo guys kung ganon din kayo. Alright, who stood alive till the finals? In fairness, all of candidates, all of them did so well. The budding beauty queens were on top of their game as well. May mga pasarela icings, no? Extra hand movements, but it's not a big deal. It's logical, of course. The underdogs has to do something to be seen and recognized. Kasi their opponents are the champions, so it's louder and well-known, well-loved beauty queens. At least matalo man sila, they had their own special moments, particularly at the evening gown segment. Now, let's zoom in the coronation night because this is the meat of the matter. And I know most of you are feeling overjoyed kasi the long and winding wait is over. Finally, Miss Quezon Province, Maria Atisa Manalo, uulitin ko, has won the MUPH crown. Wala na tayong nightmares kay Atisa kasi natupad na ang ultimate dream niya. Before I continue guys, I would like to express pasensya na kayo guys. Ayan na naman ako na nabubulol ako dahil sa pustiso ko. Pasensya na kayo, sana maintindihan nyo. Parang gusto ko siyang tanggalin pero pangit kasi. Okay, I would like to express my relief kasi dismayado tayo nung prelims. Alam nyo naman na stress tayo sa ilang awkward sightings sa stage. Pero again, the stage, camera, and production were fantastic. The production number of the candidates were nostalgic because it brought me back to the year of Miss Universe 1994. Fresh pa sa alaala ko during the time where the delegates were at the parade of their national costumes and singing Mabuhay all together. And fast forward to the present, the stage was distinguished by reigning Miss Universe title holder Victoria Kier Tilvig and her Miss Universe Continental courtiers. Of course, the host did a great job, especially the two ladies, Gabby Garcia and Erica Christensen. At buti naman ang mga singers ay hindi na pahamak. Char lang. Hindi sa pangbabash, pero kasi it was obviously prone to criticism. Hey nako, ayoko na lang magsalita kasi baka masabihan akong walang ambag. Anyway, ano pang sasabihin ko? Nag-iba sila ng format, Okay din naman at maiba. But I find it strange why the MUPH organization did not inform the pageant netizens earlier about the format. O baka hindi ko lang alam. Kasi parang naghuhulaan kung top 20 ba or top 21 lang ang cut. What's the purpose? Show kicker? Ako meron lang akong top 16. Filtered selection na yan. Si Miss Malay Aklan, Miss Isabella, and Miss Oriental Mindoro were on my list. Sa top 12 lang ako na shook kasi wala si Miss Ifugao, si Miss Baguio at Miss Laguna. But it quickly dawned on me that probably they didn't make it because they were dragged to the backup option, or simply the judges were smitten by Miss Quirino. Hindi naman kasalanan ni Miss Quirino kung siya ang preference ng judges. I thought it was a difficult decision for the judges, no? Kasi makipot talaga ang top 12 at kailangan nilang isantabi muna ang ibang favorite nating candidates. There's always good opportunities and they can do at will, if they want to rejoin the pageant, or pwedeng mag-crossover sila sa ibang beauty pageant, lalo na si Miss Bohol, Tyra Goldman, kasi pang Miss World ang hulmahan niya at kamukha niya si Megan Yang, as well as Miss Baguio, Gwendolyn Soriano, and Miss Laguna, Eloisa Hawood. Apparently, pang MI prototype talaga silang dalawa. Pero, depende pa rin sa kanila kung i-push pa rin nila ang MUPH. At saka si Miss Tarlac, Sasha Lacuna, nag-stood out. Pati sino ba to? Yung kamukha ni Atisa, si Jarina Sando, Miss Isabella. Kasi ang ganda din kasi ni Jarina. At si Miss Tarlac, hindi mo talaga maitsapwera ang beauty kasi ang ganda talaga ng mukha. Pati si Tyra Goldman, kung facial beauty lang ang labanan, grabe, nanunungay sa ganda tong si Sasha, Eloisa, Gwendolyn at Tyra Goldman. Unfortunately, half-baked pa sila at kailangan talagang pukin pa sa trainings. Visual appeal matters, no? Pero pinataob sila ni Miss Cebu, Dr. Gabby Carvalho. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad for her. Not nearly everybody at the competition could come close to her performances. She's a dead ass amongst the newbies. Sa bagay, she's a veteran, no? Undefeated queen sa Cebu, at ang sarap-sarap niya panoorin kasi ang galing-galing talaga, and I did not doubt a bit as to why she entered the top 6. Nasa top 12 ko si Dr. Gabby, yung nasa top 5 round table ko, puro kasi mga veterans, Chelsea, Winwin, Katrina, Eliana at Atisa. Wala akong rankings mga guys kasi para sa akin isa sa kanila pwede talaga manalo. Although I'm displeased with Katrina Ligado, she's one of my ideal favorites, but I don't know, there was a lose out. Nakulangan ako sa performances niya at ang evening gown, I howled my lungs out. Why on earth her designer would let her wear a stiff gown? Super ganda ng gown. Pero nahirapan siya. And I quickly noticed her hands na para bagang nakadikit na lang sa hips niya at nahirapan siyang maglakad at rumampa. Okay pa yung gown niya sa prelims, manageable ang gown. Anyway, tapos na. She's now our Miss Supranational representative. Not bad. Bagay na bagay siya dyan. At kung hindi pala rin si Tara Valencia, pwede si Kat Ligado ang swertihin. At si Chelsea Fernandez, I am so happy. She did very well. Ginising niya ako. At yung swimwear design by Albert Andrada, parang sa kanya lang at kay Atisa bumagay ang cut. Sa ibang candidates, ewan ko, sa malayo kasi parang mukhang diaper ang bikini sa kanila. Mukhang diaper ang bikini sa ibang candidates. Observation ko lang naman sa screen. Baka sa personal hindi naman ganun, di ba? Ewan ko lang. Moving on. Una, no, parang medyo nalamyaan ako kay Chelsea. Siguro dahil I was looking at Miss Laguna, Eloisa Howard. Kasi possible na malaglag si Chelsea at maagaw ni Eloisa ang spot niya sa top 6. But to my delight, she remained steadfast. During the prelims, pinaalsa ni Chelsea ang kwet ko dahil nag-perform talaga ang bakla all the way. At siya ang best in evening gown ko sa prelims. Plus, it's a nifty choice from the MUPH organization to place her in Miss Cosmo. So, malakas ang laban natin this year sa Miss Cosmo because I am dead ass. I am sure that Sultan Kudarat will support her all the way. Hinakot ba naman niya ang lahat ng award sa botohan, ano? Baka naman, bumawi ang Miss Cosmo sa atin at ipanalo si Chelsea. Balik loob na ba tayo? Okay, first runner-up si Winwin Marquez at second runner-up si Iliana Aduana. Si Winwin, no, medyo lusaw siya dito sa finals. Well, we all know she's a total performer and she had filled me in with her last in performance. Super galing ni Winwin, but the styling has boded her ill. Hindi ko bet ang evening gowns niya nung prelims at saka dito sa finals kasi nagmukha siyang mature. Actually, no, napansin ko pa dito sa finals, yung makeup ng mga candidates parang na-oxidize na. I don't know kung sa camera resolution ba, sa definition ng laptop ko, not sure, pero wash out ang feslock nila. Parang si Miss Tarlac, Miss Bohol at Atisa lang ang hindi nabudol ng makeup kasi face value is giving. Si Iliana, no, medyo nadiliman ako sa mukha niya, parang hindi siya fresh. Parang di kinaya ng sarili niyang ring light o baka ako lang. Baka ako lang, guys. Well, she did a great job even though she played down a bit. Hindi rin pwedeng isnabin tong babaitang na to kasi I know everybody was waiting with doubts and curiosity at how she's going to speak or answer the Q&A round. Surprisingly, she responded in a conversational manner. Wala siyang ginamit na highfalutin words, only a sharp thought process and conviction. Nakita niyo reaction ni Jonas at saka ni Voltaire. Ako, I believe Iliana is a natural learner. Studious even. Yung paggamit-gamit niya ng flowery words were deep-rooted from her penchants in learnings. Genuine yun. Hindi yan basta sinasabi nilang pa-impress. Naniniwala ako na matalino talaga si Iliana. Tsaka Cancerian personality pala siya. And you know, the crabs of the zodiacs are emotionally intelligent individuals, and mind you, they possess a retentive memory as well. No wonder she can weave magic with words. Underrated star sign and Cancer, but little did we know, this personality is a natural psychic, wise and good-natured people. O siya, ilaban na natin si Iliana sa Miss Grand. Yan talaga ang pageant niche niya. At mabubuang si Uncle Nawat sa kanya. Sana sumali siya. Baka siya pa yung unang makauwi ng MGI crown sa atin. Now, let's talk about Maria Atisa Manalo. Like I said in my previous vlog, I didn't have any aversion, no? If Atisa would bag the MUPH crown. Last year, she was my top bet to win. Sadly, it was not meant for her. I admit naman mga guys, nung narinig ko na sasali siya ulit, it leaves me a dry impression because I was a skeptic. after ng Cosmo niya, parang nothing holds my interest anymore. And I was on window shopping, kumbaga. Nangilatis kasi ako sa mga baguhan. Pero deep inside, hindi ko naman mabalingan ng balikat si Atisa kasi I know she is a well-liked beauty queen. My goodness, how could I? Pambansang munyeka natin yan at mabait na tao si Atisa. So, andyan pa rin ako, nakikibalita sa kanya. At ang main reason talaga kung bakit parang nag-pulled away ako sa kanya dahil sa paniwala ko na parang may default performance siya. Parang she would only take the cake. Parang ganon. Yung tipo bang makukulangan ka sa showmanship niya. However, nung prelims at dito sa finals, nabuhayan ako ulit ng loob sa kanya. Na-realize ko na siya pa rin pala ang the one to beat. She's still everyone's favorite. So, sabi ko, wait a minute. Baka ibigay na talaga ang crown sa kanya. My goodness, the majority is Atisa's supporters who have been rallying and intercessing to give her a chance to represent in Thailand. Kasi may malaki na ang fan base ni Atisa doon, no? Bankable na siya. At hindi ako pwedeng may confirmation bias. It's crystal clear, as if the whole pageant fans are screaming for her victory. You know, as if Moses is pleading to Ramesses, let my people go. Parang ganun. Yung pagkadulas, pagkadapa o pagkatumba niya sa stage, hindi yun rehearsed kasi no, may mga bashers na sinasabi na sinadya daw ni Atisa. Oh my goodness. Nobody in her sane mind will do that. No, kasi pwede kang mabalian ng buto. Oh my goodness. Ano bang klase mga pag-iisip? Charot. Ano, para sa akin parang joke yun eh. Na parang, sige Atisa, lumaban ka. Fend off yourself to stand up and show them how unstoppable you are to reach your dreams. At nakisimpatiya din ang question sa kanya at nagamit niya yon ang minor incident na yon sa stage. So everything had fallen into one right place. It's on the universe, no other places. Tas ang evening gown niya, pink pa. Oh my gosh! Ayun, lutang na lutang si Atisa. Nag-comment ako noon sa isang vlog ni Adam Hinato na pink is her winning color. Buti na lang yan ang sinuot niya na kulay. We are all overjoyed na nanalo si Atisa. She did a 180 and again, loud and louder, congratulations to Maria Atisa Manalo. Sa mga skeptics dyan, tanggapin nyo na kasi and feel better. Ano, kahit hindi natin makuha ang 5th round kasi parang feeling ko hindi talaga ibibigay ni ni Kun-an. Mirakulo na lang kung mangyari yun. Basta ang wish lang natin makapag-perform ng maayos si Atisa sa Thailand. At saka si Atisa kasi ang perfect talaga na representative na ipapadala sa Thailand kasi yun naman ang hinihingi ni Kun-an na dapat ang candidate bankable, kasi business, pang nila yan, pang pain sa neuromarketing nila. Parang gusto kong pumunta sa Thailand at manood kay Atisa. Oh my gosh, sana makalipad ako. We'll see.